Waking up in the morning on the benches in some assembly upstairs. My father would bring every night and would put me to sleep. But here's a very interesting a story that happened. Simchas Leil, Simchas Teil, by the Fabrengen. I don't remember it, but a side thing I remember because the little Shapiro told me that when I looked in the Siches, there was a whole Sicha about Shlichus. And the Rebbe then spoke about the idea of a Mesharis. The Rebbe then spoke that the Alter Rebbe was a Mesharis by the Magid. And because he was a Mesharis by the Magid, he was Zeiche to see the Baal Shem Tov. The Rebbe spoke about it. So the Rebbe then spoke about the Shluchim. This is besides the idea that three Madregas and Shlichus. The Rebbe spoke about how in Shlichus it's also the idea that you are Mesharis. Only that everyone then spoke amongst themselves, and must be because then not too many guests came, whatever. My father then came from Morocco. But here was in the middle, the Rebbe was talking, it was very, very bushy. It was downstairs, it's called in the Shalash. I don't remember all the details. I only remember it was very, very bushy. The Rebbe is speaking, and I lost the shoe. And I remember I started to cry. I was crying. And the Rebbe was in the middle talking. The Rebbe stopped, looked, shmeichel, continued. But here's the interesting thing. It's been written about this, but now you can hear it, as you say, from Makrim Rishoy. In those days, you went in on Yechidus twice. When you came, and then when you left. So when we came, Kachikol Zayin, after a few days we went in Yechidus, and then I was leaving, we went in the second time. As we walked in on Yechidus, because this I remember, anything else I don't remember. The door opened, I walked in with my father, the Rebbe looked, he turned to me. Hast du gefunden dein Schuh? Did you find your shoe? Now, think about this. The amount of crowd that was there. Here, talks about Shliach, Shliach's kid. Then the Rebbe turned to me from, what am I learning? He says, I'm learning Chumash. So, I said, I just started learning Leishis. The Rebbe wanted to know if I could translate Leishis Gola in Arabic. I remember I started in the beginning, I got stuck in the middle, but the Rebbe smiled all the way. Still looking. Huh? I didn't answer that. They give a schmerz. Put in that shul and he smiled. That's what I remember. Talking about Chidus going into the Rebbe. So, Tafshin Lamedalid, that was the year of my bar mitzvah. Gimel, I learned from Noah, and my father decided that I should go to New York. Before that, something very interesting, by the way, that's a very interesting point. Tafshin Lamed Beis, the kids of the Shluchim that were my age, Matisov and Edelman, they all left to Brunois. They all went from there. They left to Brunois, they were 11 years old. I was also 11 years old. And I cried. My friends went. I also want to go. I want to go learn yeshiva. My mother, said, no way. You're not leaving the house when you're 11 years old. father says, maybe if all the friends went, maybe he should go. So there was a pshala. What was the pshala? It's framed the Rebbe. What the Rebbe will say, that we're going to do. The question was asked, and the Rebbe answered in one line. Ein abani smecha. The mother needs to be happy. So I stayed another year. Looking back, I don't regret, because I remember very clearly how hard it was to drive the children from Burlington to Montreal every week. For 10 years, I was on the road Friday and Sunday. Because the kids stayed here in Montreal, their family, and others, also 10 years. And I have to tell you, it wasn't an easy thing to do. But then, your friends left, you're excited. So that's what the Rebbe said. But a few years later, Tavshilam Dalit, I came to New York. In our days, this is unheard of. Because I am in the dormitory in Melateira, 12 years old, for my bar mitzvah, in a room in Melateira that everyone in the room is 16, 17, and here's a 12-year-old. In our days, this is not done. But anyways, so before my bar came, my parents, especially my father, this was Tavshilam Dalit. There was the Yom Kippur War, and there was a lot of problems in Morocco because my father was involved then in printing siches, and then the siches, somebody stopped someone with the siches, and there was all kinds of things. Obviously, the Hamoin Am was very angry. I wasn't there, but I was told it was a huge demonstration after the Yom Kippur War, because Morocco then sent soldiers to help out the Egyptians. They sent soldiers. And they came, some of them that came back, they were dancing. It was a whole demonstration. The father asked, wrote to the Rebbe, that he has his oldest son bar mitzvah in Davis, and he would like very much to come to the bar mitzvah. The Rebbe answered, for a while we didn't have the answer. How long ago? Found that answer. It's better that he should stay and he shouldn't travel. Today's days, I would never imagine not to be by my children's bar mitzvah. How exactly is that going to work? My uncle David Raskin or Hashem took on himself to make a bar mitzvah. You know, mitzvah in a band, one is called band, upstairs, 305 Kingston. And the G'dayla Hasidim on those in that time all spoke. The little bit that I remember was Rabbi Menklik spoke in a Tazegi event about when the father cannot be here, but what's important is the Yechidus. I went in on Yechidus with my father, with Rav David. To the credit of Rav David, I always say that. He went in with me to the room and he stood by the door. We came in, he stood by the door, he says, "Du geh tish." Now I prepared, etc. I'm writing to the Rebbe. My father dictated to me what should be written. You have to believe me, I didn't understand most of the things that I'm writing to the Rebbe. One of the paragraphs that I was writing to the Rebbe, that L'regel bar mitzvah sheli, this is a language that my father used quite a lot. I am taking on myself to give myself over to the Rebbe. Loleches ba'adoi v'eish b'mayim. To go for the Rebbe on fire and water. You know, at 13-year-old, you're writing this, you have no idea what you're writing, and halvai, we should know now exactly what that means. Loleches v'eish b'mayim. Okay, this is what my father told me. Also, one more thing, the minhag then was by a lot of people that the bar mitzvah bachas has a pilpul. What was a pilpul in those days? Most of my classmates would repeat a shagasalie, something like this. My father told me all on the phone, he says, no way. There's no shagasalie, duges chazon asicha from Rebbe. Then it was just Chelek Hey, and a Sicha Vayishlach came out. Very difficult Sicha, showing Sisrei Neach, Tzedakah for Goyim. But the beginning speaks about Hashim and Levi were 13 years old. That's the Sicha that you learn. I learned with somebody else in New York to help me out. I remember very clearly. Walked in, I gave the zettel to the Rebbe. The Rebbe took the zettel. Anyone that remembers, the Rebbe would read very fast. And like turn the zettel very quickly. When he came to that paragraph, the regel bar mitzvah sheli nuchen zumen limsa nafshi. The Rebbe stopped. He looked at me and he gave such a smile. To me, it was, I know from where this is coming. But it was such a smile, and you never forget. Then, turns to me and says, Sui great pilpul. So I said, a sicha. So the Rebbe smiled and says, Veches. So then the Rebbe asked me a question. How do you know that Shimon and Levi, two brothers, were 13 years old? How do you know? So there's two answers. There's a cheshbon in the Medrash that Leah gave birth twice a year to the 7th month, she had a baby, so that's how Shimon and Levi were born in the same year. And then there's Ish. So the Rebbe asked me, from one basement, how do you know that they were 13 years old? So I started to say to the Rebbe, I got a cheshbon. So the Rebbe says, was darf man gehen zu einer sehr komplizierten Entwürfen, wenn sie da posheter Entwürfen. I forgot the answer. And here's something, when I think back, something unbelievable what the Rebbe said. The Rebbe said, Mistamet, I remember these words, Mistamet, der Melamed, was hat mit dir gelernt, die Sicher, was wir vergessen sollen. How my fault? The Melamed, the teacher, that learned you to the Sicher, maybe forgot to tell. And then the Rebbe continued to say, Sag Zera Shabbat, Ish. Chaim. All these zichroines has to come down in the form of Mamish. And the main thing is, that something very important. We speak about all these things. The Peil Mamish, whatever wanted, Hey Davis, you come down to Peil Mamish, you need to go buy a sefer, you need to learn. So all these hergeshim, it's all fine and good, it's all important, but we all have to bring it down to Peil Mamish. Chaim l'chaim. Before his bar mitzvah, he came to learn in New York. And as you probably already know, his Yom Haledes is Achim Pesach. And he was in New York, Achim Pesach. My cousin Mandorowski, that's now in Australia, made a little bit of a party. After Pesach, we had a little bit gathering in his house. He said, "Michael, a few friends." But there's no question, and he could confirm, there was a little bit of hard feeling. Everyone in the class gets a big bar mitzvah and a ganze Maisa. And here he is, he's a Simas Shatia, he's in New York, not even Morocco. And this is something that I saw with my own eyes. He could confirm all the details. Standing there like a Shabbat. We all stand in the pyramids. here he's passing by as he passes by, got his time. The Rebbe called him back and he said to him, there was nobody there that said to the Rebbe, this is the kid that's having a mitzvah today. It's the Chaim Bar Mitzvah gave him a bottle of wine. Yo? Nothing not over.
Yo.
Chaim mentioned something very interesting. Later on, most of us didn't hear about Agudas Chassidei Chabad. We didn't know about all these things. Maybe the people that were there in Tafshin knew that later on they knew there was an Agudas Chassidei Chabad. We found out later on when we started all Maisa with the Sfarim, we found out that they called in the members of Agudas Chassidei Chabad. Then the Rebbe said, Shai Binyan, remember it's painted in front. But it's interesting when you look back in the Rebbe's Siches, there's an interesting thing that's a little bit 2 years before all this thing started. This is Leil Ev Rosh Hashanah Tafshin Mem Gimel. Ev Rosh Hashanah Tafshin Mem Gimel, the night after Tafshin Dalet Mem. I remember that because that didn't happen that often. The Rebbe came into the Fabrengen with 2 Sfarim. He came in with a Sefer of the Tzemach Tzedek, a New Era. And he came in with a new sefer that was just sprinkled Ligas Kodesh of the Friedrich Rebbe. He came in, he put it on the right in front of him. He has a sitter, and he has a 2 Sfarim. And Leil Rosh Hashanah, there's some rainings, and about other things. Towards the end of the Fabrengen, the Rebbe said, "Ba'ashgacha pratis, I got 2 Sfarim that just came out." So first he gave a whole sikha about something from Eirater. And then he says, Behemshech to what I spoke about, the Tzemach Tzedek, there's another sefer, Krach Hamishi of the Igris of the Friedrich Rebbe, the Rebbe Shra. The Rebbe opens the sefer and he starts reading the first letter. That letter was written by the Friedrich Rebbe when they were under the Nazis in Warsaw. And therefore, the Rebbe tells everyone, it has to be written in a way that everyone should understand, because he knew that everyone may read a letter, so therefore it has to be written in a Oifn Shel Remes, in a hint. Because the Friedrich is afraid that maybe the censor will not send, won't let it go. And this is what he writes. And the letter is, this is what the Rebbe says, the letter is, this is, I think, one of the first times, earlier on, before everything started, he says this is a letter to Agudas Chassidei Chabad in America. The Rebbe writes, Ich hab jetzt kein Wohnung und befinde sich bei Freund mit der ganzen Familie in ein Zimmer. We find ourselves amongst friends and the whole family is in one room. Und darüber habe ich nicht keinen Platz für die Bücher, welche die Agudas Chabad mir geliehen, I have no place for all the Sfarim that Agudas Chabad lent to me. Ich wollte sich freuen, wenn Agudas Chabad wollten sie zurückgenommen. I would be very happy if Agudas Chabad could take back all these Sfarim that find themselves in Gullus, where, as the Rebbe explained it, this was a hint that something should be done about saving him and with the Bnei Bayis. I remember then B'Shas Maaseh, he didn't, as a lot of things like that, registered what the Rebbe is talking about. But then later on, when this Maaseh with Swami began, thinking about when are the times that the Rebbe did talk about these things. And then the Rebbe went in to explain what does it mean Agudas Chabad. Aguda means Achdus. At alle Eden, Ayibnei Yisrael, that was Achdus. Chabad means learning Pnimis HaTorah and Anei von Isparnesu. Like you would almost say things that are way beyond what is the whole thing. The Rebbe coming into the Malay, sitting down. Something is happening here. Then the Rebbe says, I have it in front of me here, the call of Mamish, you should be Zeichet to Balkitzu V'Anshich B'Simachor, and among them should be the Tzemach Tzedek, and the Rebbe the Shver, and all the way to Moshe Rabbeinu. And we're going now to Rosh Hashanah, Wana'eh Chadash Naila B'Yesod. Interesting enough, as I was looking at the beginning of the Chabrein, the Rebbe mentioned that by the Rabbein is Bavus with the Machna Seder in Petrograd. I can't tell you, I looked at it, but it's hard to look a little bit. The Rebbe didn't mention that many times. We always talk about this. That the Rebbe makes, this is Rosh Hashanah, that it makes an order. The Rebbe mentioned those things. So there's no question if we start looking, some people made a